Welcome to CultFans, Episode 3. Last week we covered Sonalii Castillo's diverse work, personal project Voodoo Essa, and her many skills from writing to fire dancing and awards in directing and producing. If you missed that podcast, I highly advise going back to watch because it's worth it. But this week, Sonalii's character Essa premiered on the Outpost, and she's here to talk about that a little bit with everyone. So stay tuned, we'll collect questions from the audience for you to be able to talk to her later on in the episode.
I'm ready.
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me back. Hello, everybody. Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh. You know what? I want to say overwhelmed, but that would be a lie because it's just been so great. And I started connecting with everyone even when the show started, to be honest. So it's been nice because everybody's kind of been waiting for me to show up, and I finally showed up. And a lot of people who saw it for the first time went like, holy shit. And I'm so happy that the reception has been holy shit because the character is the way she gets introduced and the way she enters. For me, it's very holy shit, who is this person? So it's been nothing but love and congratulations on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere. And everybody loves her. And I'm just so thrilled. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hey, TJ.
Hey, Sonalii.
Hey, what's up?
Thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
We've only had a few peeks at Essa, but between her dominance above even dread, her intimidation factor, the mystic impression with the candles, and so much of her is unspoken and yet powerful. What can you tell us about this? Where the script ended, and where your ideas began, and most of all, the reason behind your choices?
The choices for putting my hand over the candle?
Well, that as well as like where your ideas came into it. Like where?
Well, to be
like
really
what was your
honest,
inspired?
honestly, it was just, it's going to sound corny, but it was just natural instinct. The moment I didn't see the room at all when we started shooting, they just told me where to stand. And then from reading the script and then from going in, we did a rehearsal. And literally from the moment that I walked in, I just took a look around, and mind you, I'm in my full outfit by this time. I have my teeth in, my hair and makeup. So we just did one rehearsal for the marking, where I'm going to stand and what I'm going to do. And then at one point, I just naturally, because I dance with fire, so there were candles, and I'm like, ooh, fire. So I just naturally, because Essa is very still, and I'm so full of energy. And so for me, to kind of, the fire was a point for me personally, and it kept me very still. And so I just naturally, as he was talking, and I knew the camera was on him, not on me, although you could just see my hair and this part of me. I just normally, just so that I can really listen to him, I just went in and I just started playing with the candles and the gold. And then John Lai, the director, was like, "Oh, I like the fire thing. Can you let's turn the camera around, do it again." I'm like, "Heck yeah!" So it was actually very natural, and it was fitting. It was just fitting. It just, to me, just seemed like that's what. I don't think she's not a psychopath. I think that everything with Essa and her character is just part of who she is. And those are just little things that are part of me. So I brought things that I would do to just control my energy and control myself. And it ended up really working and being more, the way they cut it, being more eerie. And it was
Oh,
just
yeah.
great. And it's just helped me just really be like looking at Philip, who played Dredd, just being able to just play with the fire and kind of just look at him like, what do you want, little man? Because that's what was going on in my mind. It's like, what do you want, little man?
Yeah.
And remember, because of my costume, it's like I'm very aware of my teeth. And I'm very aware of what I look like with the horns and with the hair and everything. So it was just the moment I put everything on, I really did become Essa. It's not a prepare for her role. It wasn't anything like that. I knew what my lines was. And the moment they put the entire outfit and the moment I walked into the tent, it wasn't even, I just went with it. And John liked it and we kept it.
I think that added to it for me, to be honest. When I watched that scene, I was just like, that's so Sonalii, but it's also like, I don't care about pain. It's like, and just to clarify for the listeners and viewers, that was real fire you ran your hand over, wasn't it?
It was real candles. Yeah. But I know how to, I'm pretty good with fire and I have a certain tolerance. Also, what people don't understand is when you're playing with fire, unless you're keeping your hand over the candle, you're not going to get burnt. And unless you're going to be doing this, and then you're going to snuff it out. So for me, because I already know how to work with it, it was just, okay, don't spend that much time on that candle because it's going to start to burn. So it's just, I knew the speed and the pace and how far to go and how not. So I was totally fine. I was completely fine. Don't do this at home, people. At home.
Yeah, kids, if you're watching, don't do it.
Don't try this at home. I had a cameraman, a director, I had a sound guy, I had people all around me. So if I was gonna catch on fire, believe me, I would have been put out really quick.
Oh yeah. This is one that I think it was Min picked up on, or Shay. Essa truly carries the matriarchal feeling of the Outpost to its peak amongst all the women that are completely controlling the men, as Min pointed out to me last night. What can you tell us about Essa's impact, even on a social level of storytelling?
Yeah.
Like with the women completely running the show.
You know what? It is, if you want to put it in that context, yeah, the show is full of very strong women. And the men complement us, but they help tell the story. Oh
yeah.
So we obviously we need each other, but the women definitely are the ones who are putting it down. Let's say it's like, who get the job done. And for me, I've talked about how it's an honor to have gotten a chance to be in the show and that I was picked to be Essa Khan, et cetera, but it's such an honor that the writers and the creators wrote these women so strongly and so powerful and so, and so secure in who they are, that they can walk into a room and look around and see the men, the baddest guy in the room, in the realm, and go, what do you want? It's like, what is that you need me to do for you now? Because obviously, none of these men around you can get it done. What can I do for you? So it's just, it's that, with still, that understanding and that form of respect. But, it's like, I love Philip Brody and his acting is so subtle, but he's so intense, and even with him, I didn't notice until I saw the tape how uneasy he was with Essa. I was aware of it from the script and from how the director was talking. But until I saw, even though I was looking at him when he was talking to me, I didn't see the little tweaks and the little, little like, until I saw the tape, I'm like, oh, she really creeps him out. So it's really amazing that what the writers did. It's really great that they're giving the women this platform to be able to be matriarchs, because I think I've talked to you about this before. In this time, you had the kings and queens, and they would go to the seers. The women were the ones who were the oracles and all these things, which people have forgotten about. It was all about the mother. It was all about, and so I love that. And here we get to be warriors. That's what I love about it. We're warriors. The only mother right now was Talon's mom that got killed, and the mistress, who's a lousy mother, but she's a badass.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like you have these women, these strong women, and then the director and the writers are also giving us room to breathe life into these characters. So yeah, it's definitely a show that shows how women, even though we're still women and we're still feminine and we have our weaknesses, how we can be strong. And in this show, the women definitely are kicking major ass. So yay for me.
Yeah, I was just literally thinking that, because I was just thinking while you're saying that there's like, I think it was like 4 different main females in episode 6. There was you, there was Talon just dropping the guy, there was Puck, and then there was
Gwen.
Rosamund, aka Gwen, and there's like
but
4
what about
major
Alien?
women in one episode.
And one
Alien,
child.
but yeah,
Alien.
creepy kid, yes.
Oh yeah, I love her so much.
Well, 5 actually.
She's bringing. You know what though? And I love that everybody's like, "Who's that creepy kid?" And if you met her in real life, she's just as bubbly and as funny and full of life as I am. She's like, and I was like, "Oh, we can be 2 weirdos together, yay!" And that's the funny. It's like, dude, the supporting actors that are surrounding the leads are incredible.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm getting to work. It's the first time I've ever met any of these people, and just Ilian for her, Elizabeth for her age. She's, she's just great. Imagine how much, yes, I'm talking her up because she deserves talking up. How much control for a child it takes to be able to just sit so still and creep everybody out. So it's just, and even think about that. Even that, like the writers even thought to that point, it's like when they casted her and everything. I don't know. I love how the writers and the creators envisioned and are seeing the cast and are allowing us to just be strong ass women. So thank you guys. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Kynan. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Doug. Woo, thank you.
When he said about the control, I think I actually tweeted about that she deserves an award for like the best kid talent or something, because it was like like you said, the level of control to just like that's 2 women that's creeped out Dredd in a single episode.
Yeah. No,
like she makes him almost as uneasy as you do, for a different reason, and it's just like it's which when he said about the bubbly, that actually leads well into our next question, which is, the fans are always making the comment that the cast and crew are some of the nicest people to communicate with. While you're a new addition, can you tell us a bit about that? Like how it felt welcoming or homey to you, like
as a new person
welcome
walking
as
on
part
the
of the cast?
Well, yeah, think about it. I was the latest. I was the last edition. Everybody was already there. So I am very aware that I was the new kid on the block. I'm very aware that I'm a guest in someone else's house. But to be honest with you, my first day there, when they picked me up from the airport and I got to set, they were so excited to see me. And I was like, oh, they're so sweet. But no, they were genuinely excited to see me because they've been looking at my face for weeks, and they got my measurements, and they've been working on my armor, and the makeup and hair, they've been looking through my photos, my portfolio, to see how I photograph, to see my different looks, to see the different amounts, how big or how small my hair can go. So when I got there, they were genuinely excited to have a new character, because Essa is so left field from everybody. If you've seen, everybody's very uniform, everybody's in their character, everybody's a certain way. And then you have this half-naked woman with horns and hair and teeth that shows up. What the hell? But she's such a strong presence. So I think, I don't think I know, because I was told they had a lot of fun making her costume. And they had a lot of fun just with her, what she was going to bring to the show, and how, that changing the air a little bit, and everybody was just excited. And for me, that was like, oh my God, are you kidding? Because usually, I've always been very welcomed on any show I've been on, but now it's like I'm going to hang out for 4 episodes on the first season. And everybody already has their friendships and has their little, not clique, that I don't like the way that sounds, but everybody has been together for months. And so, when I got on set, all my scenes besides with Dredd were by myself, because I'm on a quest. I am, Dredd sent me to do a job, so I got to go do my job. But I was able to be on the same set as, Talon and talent, Jessica and Jake and Anand. And while they were shooting and working, I was sitting, hanging out, talking to everybody. And then when we would swap, then it's my turn. And then, go because we're shooting 2 episodes on the same day. And they were lovely. It was my first time meeting them. Excuse me, while my dog sits on me and undresses me in front of everybody. It's like, hello. Well, I might as well show everybody so they don't think I'm full of shit. Hi. She just literally sat on me and I'm like, pulled my shirt down. I got there and I got to meet Jessica for the first time. I got to meet, Jake and everyone and other directors and stuff. And everybody was just lovely, very focused on finishing the other scenes, but just, very conscious that I'm there and made me feel welcome. And it's just great. Dude, I lucked out. Everybody's so amazing. And I met Doug. He's one of the producers. And at first I didn't know who he was because he's just so friendly. And he was so sweet. And I'm used to producers as being more professional and they're on set. They got to get the job done. But he was, taking photos and stuff. And I just thought he was a set photographer. And I'm like, no, he's one of the producers. I'm like, oh. I'm like, wow, you're really down to earth and very cool. So everybody, you guys, heaven for as an actor, not only doing what I love to do in the genre I love to do, but these people are cool as hell. I'm good. It's like the new
I noticed that with Doug actually.
Yeah.
I noticed that with Doug I think it was last night on Twitter, with he was interacting with a lot of us, from fan art to even just a random thread of someone, and Doug just interacted I'm getting in on this, and it's just the producer of the show is interacting with everyone. It's
so does Dean. Dean likes and comments back when he can. He's a busy man. But you know what? Think about that. There are so many shows and so many actors and so many people that refuse to interact with fans. I'm not at a level where I can. I can't. I just can't answer. I can't be so accessible. I don't give a shit. I'm at a point right now where it's my first time. This is my biggest show. That people actually give a crap and they want to get to know me and they want to say, hey, maybe one day I'll be so busy that I can just go, hi guys, I'm sorry, I just want to say hello, I'm here, I'm alive, but I gotta go. Maybe I'll get there, but right now I'm not there yet. So, and I want everybody to just love the show and just get to know us as much as they can and see what a great cast and great show. And we're human like everybody. It's like you guys are watching us every week, but we're watching ourselves as characters. So we're fans with you. So why don't I want to get on there and holy shit, did you guys see that? That's why I have my own little sense of humor and I'm like, oh, come on, Humphrey. So it's just I'm done shooting. The actress part is done. Now I'm just enjoying it with you guys.
Yeah.
So it's fun. I love it. And you guys are so welcoming and so great for a newcomer like me. It's oh, it's great.
I think the next question is going to be very up your alley. One thing we keep hearing about is Essa's hair. We just have to know before we pass forward to other questions. What inspired Essa's hair and makeup? Was that you, or was that one of the producers? Or
it was when they're deciding. I think there were many mock-ups of the way they wanted Essa's hair because they love my hair. And can I tell you, I love them even more. When they told me that no, they want my hair big, I'm like, yes. Because my hair can get really big. I can wear it straight. It's so thin. You've seen it straight. Nobody recognizes me. And because of
straight hair, I'm
so earthy, the producer's like, oh no, we're keeping your hair. I'm like, really? It's like they didn't even want me to color it and make it all one color. So I was like a skunk, black and then red.
You're like, yes.
I was in heaven. And then they wanted to tease it bigger. I'm like, but you're not gonna be able to see anything from the camera because my hair is gonna be like this. But they didn't care because it goes so well with Essa. And that's why I'm like, they're taking me, all of me. It's yes. And so when I got there, they're like, oh, we're thinking about this and that, and we wanted to do, because people have to remember, because people keep on asking me, is that your brain? I'm like, obviously it's not my brain. What it is
I think I saw that comment the other day.
Come on. No, it's, I get it. It's very intimidating, but look at the accents on Essa's costume. She's got red gauntlet, her red thing that protects her, and she's got red everywhere, especially on her armor. So the hair was brown and red because she's an earth woman. She's a blah 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 blah. What is Essa, by the way? I'm blanking out. Besides the bounty hunter, I'm a nomadic warrior. So when you think about the nomads, they're desert people, they're mountain people, they're out there. And in a lot of places, if you notice, there's a lot of red rocks, right? So she's from that area. And in certain countries in Africa, it's a tribal thing. It's a going to war thing. So I love that. That they thought enough ahead of time to incorporate. And they even asked me, do you think? I'm like, absolutely. When warriors go to war or when they go, besides part of her look, she's intimidating. Everything that about her outfit and her character is thought through and thought out. So when I got there, like, well, this is what we want to do. And I'm like, holy shit, what? Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, and Michaela, the one that was doing my makeup, she goes, I really want to do a third eye. I'm like, oh my God, yes, give me a third eye. I'm like, so when Kynan got there, I'm like, Kynan, can I get a third eye? Please give me the third eye. And I'm like, that's so like, yes, I can see it all, bitches. You're not getting ahead of, you're not getting past anything past me. So, and they were like, yeah, and then, and it's like, well, what else could make her warrior? I'm like, oh, let's do the line down the face and the dots here. You have a lot of people that do the dots here. But I want, it's like just even more intimidating. She's got the teeth and she's got stuff. And then they give me a septum ring. I'm like, and I'm sold. So you
had a lot of input into it.
Yeah, they asked me how I felt. I'm like, dude, if I could do more, I would. But I know that, you can't just completely cover her face, So it's just enough.
They don't know.
No, it's just enough. It was just enough to represent what her energy represented. And, like I said, everything was methodical. Everything was thought of. My opinion was asked and I loved everything. And we added extra things that I wanted because I feel like I'm a warrior. I'm a badass and I'm intimidating as hell. I need to show up because I'm tiny. Not for TV. TV, apparently I look tall in TV, but I'm small. And Essa's human. She's going up, she's going up against, you've got Talon, who's she's not human. She's some kind of elf. Then you've got the Greyskins. Then you've got, the Plaguelings. And Essa's human, but she's a badass. So, she has to represent like the way I walked into that room. I didn't mean to walk into the room that way. I just had a very heavy sword on my back that I had to keep a hold on. I had a knife. I had a bag. And I'm just like, okay, I got to work my hair. I got to work. So it's just like literally, I guess my hips swayed a little bit. I'm a woman. But, everything that I was wearing I'm like, all right, let's do this. And I'm wearing flat sandals. I'm like, yeah. Because I'm making her very tomboyish. There's nothing feminine except the fact that she's got boobs on her armor and you can see she's a woman. There's nothing feminine to Essa. I don't want to make her feminine at all. I'm like, that's why I grunted at the end when I left and he goes like, that'll work. And I'm like, that was me. I'm like, I'm grunting out of this scene. And they kept it. I was so happy.
So it sounds like they've actually listened to you a lot, like just from leaving bits like that in, like the candles to the grunt at the end, like they've actually talked to you about things, and like because obviously there's some shows that wouldn't quite let the actor or actors have that much free reign over stuff, and so it's been really good in that regard. Just listening to you, asking your opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't get me wrong, there's very specific things that they want. Like for episode 8, you're going to see a lot of things. And there's certain things that I'm like, oh, can we try this? Can we try that? There wasn't time or there wasn't a way to set that up. But I loved it because they listened. And if we could, we could. If we couldn't, we couldn't. But they had a set schedule and things and little extra things that I would bring in because of who Essa was. But a lot of the things that I did, I just naturally did them and they didn't correct me. I'm like, because I feel they didn't have to tell me this, but I know that they want me to own who she is. They don't want to sit there and have to tell an actor, okay, now do this. And I'm like, if you can't show up and do your job, you're definitely not in the right place. You have to come with some kind of awareness and be prepared. But like I said, with these characters, it's like, okay, you're a nomadic warrior, a bounty hunter. Come on, how badass is that? So you're not going to show up, excuse me, can I grunt at the end of this? And I'm like, no. It's like, if they don't like it, they'll tell me, no, we don't like that, change it. And they liked it. There's a ton of things on episode 8 when I come back that I do. And for some odd reason, they were laughing. There's something that I was doing, and I'll tell you what it was later. They were laughing, and I'm like, all right. I was just trying to just be me and just be what Essa would be doing at that time. And for some odd reason, it made him laugh. And so I can't wait to see that footage to see why they were laughing. I think I have an idea though, but I can't tell you because I don't want to give it away. But little quirks and things that Essa does that they allowed me to bring in. So no, dude, I'm like, they're great. It's like they gave me their input, they gave me their feedback, and I just went with it. And sometimes they gave me an adjustment or told me to do less of this or more of that or change this or that. But as far as a lot of her tics and things, they just let me play with her. And then when they wanted adjustment, they gave me an adjustment. So it's like they're the best. They're the best. Like, I'm so happy. I can't even tell you.
How do you get into your accent and rhythm for Essa? Because everyone we've spoken with loves it. Do you have to practice to pull it out, or do you have any backstage tricks to sort of just get into your mind, or is it quite easy?
Like I told you, it was literally the moment everything went on and the moment my teeth went on, it was like, it's like literally my posture changed, everything changed. Like I walk with my head held high, but with Essa, it was more, I see you. I'm not going to just ignore you. And I'm just like, oh, like she's predatorial. So she's always like this. So it's just, I didn't have to prepare. As far as the accents, when I first got there, because nobody speaks with an English accent there, as you saw, a regular American accent. No. So I have my accent, but it's not, you don't know what the hell it is. And a lot of times it doesn't come out. So when I first met Kynan, I said, well, you know, I can definitely talk like this, but I don't think that Essa is very refined. So I don't know if you want me to do my South African accent. I don't think it's going to go with her. And he was like, no, her broken English is not going to work. And then I said, well, you know, but I also don't think that it's going to be, I mean, you don't really want to hear that she's a bit French. So I don't know, maybe a Caribbean, maybe once I put my teeth on and maybe in that way with Essa and her broken English, maybe I can talk like this, and with my teeth on, it's going to work better. Yeah, better. And he goes like, that one. I'm like, okay, so you want more Caribbean kind of thing. All right, gotcha. And so when I put my teeth on, though, because the teeth, they're just, it wasn't hard, but the teeth made a difference with how and where my tongue landed. So my accent actually wasn't as thick as I wanted it to be. So Michaela would give me my teeth the minute I got on set for hair and makeup so I can talk and say my lines. And then when I got on set, it was enough of an accent, but not as much as I would have liked it because of the way my tongue would hit the roof of my mouth with the thing on. So, there wasn't, I guess that's the most thought I put on it for speaking, I guess, with the accent.
It's so natural, almost.
No, it was kind of big. Look at her, dude. Like, oh, hello, Timothy. Would you mind? I know that my teeth are scary and everything, but, you know, I would like to take that lizard and those shark teeth over there. Oh, and the bat wings. Give me the bat wing hanging over. I can't. You can't. You know, it's Essa. You know, it's like, yo, Tim. Yeah, Tim, I take that bat right there. Give me that bat. No, Tim. What? Yeah. No. You know what I'm saying?
I think that sounds much better than Fred. I would love to see.
Huh?
I'll see the French accent Essa someday, but
no,
love to see the French someday. But
yeah,
we've got a lot of great questions waiting, and have Stacey, who co-manages the Outpost wiki, with us today. So let's pass on to Stacey to see what we can find to add to Essa's wiki page.
Wait, Essa's got a wiki page?
The Outpost does. Everybody has one. Yeah.
I did not know this. I'm going to have to go stalk myself. Hilarious.
That was one of the things that we done pretty early on, was the wiki, and we wanted to make sure that there was info out there for the fans. Hang on. There we go. I forgot to move the mic so I wouldn't bother anybody. I mainly do a lot of the tweeting and try to help get the word out that way. Cast Girl Sam and TFW Sissa done a lot of the heavy lifting on the actual page. Wow. Yeah, there is an Outpost wiki. We're trying to cover all the characters and get information for everybody. So, yeah, there's info out there, babe. You're on there. So we got to make sure, season 2.
Oh my God.
We will make sure you're on there. So,
how many candles do I have to burn? I think I'm about to go back to my roots. I think I need to get a couple of candles. I'm vegan now, so I don't kill anything. So, so I'm like, how many candles do I need to light? How many fire dances do I need to do? And which fire god do I need to talk to get season 2? I don't know. I'm trying to figure that one out. Mother Moon is a little bit lax at the moment, but Father Sun, though, that might be one that I can go to.
there's a lot of people that would like to know that that little combo there. That if you figure it out, let us in. But let's see if we can maybe cover a couple of questions. I know you talked a little bit earlier about some fan art and things and how people have received you and how great that has been. Has this been something that is new for you with the fan art? Is this something that you've experienced before? Is there anything that's really touched you or inspired you since all this has started with the Essa and character and things?
I have worked, but this is my biggest role on television. And I have had some fan art, people just popping up on my Instagram and realizing what I've been on, and they just take some stuff, one of my photos, and make it into painting. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. I don't know you, but I'm not really creeped out over this because you're over there and I'm over here. Thanks. So I've had a little bit of it, I've had of getting recognized from a few things that I've done. But the difference between regular network television and regular shows to fantasy is that the people who are fan of fantasy, it takes a different type of person, because people who are fantasy lovers, they allow their inner child to come out and play, and they still have a sense of innocence and mischief that I really love, actually. And I love the fantasy world. I love anything and everything fantasy. So having people just being so receptive to me, because like I said, I didn't show up until episode 6, but I started getting involved earlier on with the tweets and everything because I was just so excited. And the fans were like, wait, who are you? I'm like, oh, I'm coming in episode 6. I play Essa and you'll see, I'm like, I can't tell you much. I want you to be surprised. And everybody's just, was just like, no, wait a minute. Don't go anywhere. Come here. I want to hear more. I'm like, okay. So it's just, and I'm very, at the moment, like I was telling Tim, I'm not in a place where I'm so busy. I just don't have time. I know I'm not there. I hope I never get there. And for people to go out of their way and be that courageous and brave and say, hey, just thought I'd let you know, I think you're kind of cool. I'm like, me? I'm out of my fucking mind. But if you think I'm cool, hey, I'll take it. It's just, look, it takes to be an actor. It takes a lot. So we juggle a lot of emotions. We put ourselves out there. I'm not crazy. I don't take any pills. I've never been to the loony bin. I'm not that type of crazy, but as you can see, I have a lot of energy and I'm excited. I'm a lot. But with that being said, that's not what the question was. With that being said, just having people just put themselves out there and say, hey, I love what you're doing. Hey, what else are you doing? Oh, that's really cool. That takes a lot. And for people to take the time and go look at my Instagram page, go see my YouTube channel and look and be genuinely interested in what I've done to where I've gotten now, that's such a huge compliment. And that is an honor for somebody to think you're worth that time of theirs, and then to love what you're doing. And the reception that I've been getting on Facebook and Instagram and even on Twitter about Essa, it's like, oh my God, please, it's like, yes, thank you. And the fan art, crazy, yours and everybody else has been sending me. I'm like, wow, mind blown. And it's me. You guys are making me into art. I'm like, oh my God, I love it. So it's just like, I'm just like, I'm doing the happy dance. I'm like, oh my God, you guys don't hate me. I love it. So yeah, I'm just taking it all in. Because it's like, you never know. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to do a movie and the Yaga's going to be like, okay, she was cool, but that was a really shitty choice. I don't know, you just never know. So I love it. I love it all. I'm flattered, incredibly honored that people take time. It takes time to do fan art, and for me to just ignore it and not say thank you, that takes a pretty special kind of asshole to do that. So, oh my God, my potty mouth is in full effect tonight. Hi guys. But no, I love it. And I'm happy. I'm happy that I get to make people happy, that I take him on an adventure. That's always been my goal, is that if I can just for one moment, just take you somewhere else, and make you happy, take you away from your troubles, or give you something to be excited about, I'm doing my job. And that makes me so happy. So if you want to draw me, if you want to send it. Just be kind, because I will call you out on your shit. So I've got small boobs. I got a thicker bottom, but be respectful to the proportions. That's what I'm going to say.
Exactly. There's taste involved. There should be.
Thank you. Thank you. Please be respectful. But no, I love it. I love it, and I'm grateful, and I'm so thankful for you guys, because at the end of the day, I mean, you guys are, I told Tim this before, you're the reason why we do what we do. If you guys don't tune in, we're out of work.
That's true.
So there's a respect for you guys from us as well. To say, hey, you know what? I can't answer to everybody right now, but just to let you know, I see you. Thank you. I appreciate the hell out of you. And the moment I can, I'm going to send you guys a tweet, or we can have a Twitter conversation for like 10 minutes, and then I got to get on set. Whatever is going on with you that day, there's no reason why we can't stop and say hi and thank you to everybody. So
I just want to step out for like 2 extra seconds out of line and say thank you for that. We as your fans really do appreciate that. But then I'll leave ground for Stacy.
Thank you.
Let's see. I know you've talked a little bit about Philip Brody and his character is Dread and his presence. I mean, he
evil man.
He can just the look is so intimidating and intense, just like what you had said earlier. And I've heard reports of this already, but can you tell us, is he really like that off camera?
Oh my God, no. Am I anything like Essa?
No. Well, in certain...
Anyway, it's not about me right now. It's about Philip. Okay. You know what? It's funny, because a mutual friend of mine, I didn't tell people that I booked the show. I went off to film because I'm like, I'm dreaming. This isn't possible. I'm dreaming. People think I'm kidding. I was waiting for the, joke's on you, go home. Because I've been auditioning for so long, and it's always, nope. So when I got the call that I booked this, I started crying. I'm like, and the people next to me were like, oh my God, are you okay? I said, I'm fine. I just booked this show. I'm like, I'm an actress, sorry. So I'm like, you guys, they were praying for me by the time I got off. They're like, you're going to do so well, honey. Congratulations. I'm like, you don't understand. I've been waiting 13 years to be able. So I get teared up just thinking about it. See? No, so for me, it was such a big deal to book this. So I didn't tell anybody. I'm like, until I'm on set and I'm on costume, because they can change their mind to the very last minute. I'm like, no, I don't want to tell anybody. So before I got to set, my friend Erin, she sends me a text. Hey, are you on the Outpost? I'm like, who have you been talking to? She goes like, because my friend Philip, he's playing Lord Dread, and he says, oh yeah, I know her. She's gonna come, and she's gonna be on the set with my character. I'm like, I'm like, what exactly are you talking about? And then she settled down. I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. I'm like, just don't tell anybody, because I don't want anybody to know. She goes like, congratulations. I'm like, I know, but don't tell anybody. I don't want anybody to know. So, and she goes, let me, I know him. Here's his number. So we texted a little bit beforehand. Mind you, I haven't seen him. I saw the photo of him on Instagram, normal looking, brown hair, beautiful piercing eyes, but just very, very British of him. And then I get to set and he's transformed, and I'm like, okay. And so I have this man with white hair and a man bun who looks very threatening. And he's like, hey, darling, how are you doing? Da, 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 da. And just like, yeah, this is creepy. Yeah, hey, what's up? And, but, it's the sweetheart. And I love it because, people, that's why people don't understand acting is not an easy thing, and it takes years. And some people, they're blessed and they can just do it, you know, and they're just fine. But you know, some people have done this for years. But the way that he's able to go from toom to toom, like the moment they were yelled cut, you know, did he ask me to do something? I don't remember. No, he didn't. But we're doing his scenes. For example, we're doing the scene and the camera was on him, and the director had given him an adjustment, and I'm doing my thing, and I'm just like talking to him and doing the thing, my scene. And the moment that, you know, I walk out and they yell cut, I come back in and he's like, "Thank you so much for being so present. Thank you so much for giving me so much." I'm like, doesn't everybody give you so much? But I get, you know, but it's like, dude, it's like, I'm here to make you look good. You're here to make me look good. Let's make each other look good. But it was just the fact that he even thanked me for being present in my scene. I'm like, let's go. We can do this all day. You know, but he's just that sweet. And then you saw the photo of us like goofing around. I'm like, I have these horns. I think I slapped him on the face. I'm like, oh, my horns. And he's like, who cares? That's why we were laughing in that photo, because he had just blunked his face on my horn. Sweet. So sweet. But yeah, the way he can go from, oh, darling, to like, that works. You know, it's like, all right, I'm gonna leave now and go kill. So it's awesome. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And honestly, he made me a better actor because he gave me what I needed to be able to reply to him and to, you know. So it's just, he's brilliant. And I hope I get the chance, if we get a season 2, to be able to work with him more and see what we can do together as a group of bad people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You had mentioned earlier about the look that he gave Essa, the little creeped out. Not quite sure if I like you, if I want to trust you. Was that just him in the moment? Was that something that they kind of give him direction, or was that something that just played out perfectly?
You know, I'd like to say it's a little bit of everything. Because for me, when I got there, this is the guy who hires me to get this job done. Because I'm the only one he knows that will, if, you know, I'll get it done. And so to me, he's the baddest of the bad guys. So I show up doing my thing. And at one point, I think somebody made a remark. He's like, yeah, this is a badass. Even the bad guy is afraid of her. And I'm like, what? And when I get in there, it wasn't a fear. It was an uneasiness. Like, yeah, I know you're going to get the job done, but you still give me the heebie-jeebies. And I think they did that take a couple of times. And that's the one I think they kept, where I'm the boss, I'm the man, I'm telling you what I want, but at the same time, just take your gold and get the hell out of my room. So I think, honestly, the more we did it, the more we tape and the more we fed off of each other. And I'm sure that John also gave him some kind of adjustment. It all came together. I think it was a combination of everything, because I remember doing a couple of takes where it was more business. And by the time we were done, like when he leaned forward, like when I was putting my hands on the flame, I think John told him, look at our hands. And I think that's when he was like, so I think it was a natural reaction to what I was doing. I'm like, are you checking out my abs? And like, no, he was checking out what my hands was doing. So I think, honestly, that you can have an idea of what you want, the way it was written. But when you get on set and then you have all these energies together, things change. So I think there's always a take where it's exactly how it's written. There's a take that is exactly how the director wants it. There's a take that the actor wants an adjustment. There's a take. So you have all these people collaborating together, and then you find that perfect take that goes with everything else.
It worked perfectly. It was awesome.
Yeah, I know. It looks so good. I was like, oh my God, what an entrance.
Well, I've got 2 questions that can kind of go together. I know we're running just a little late, so I'll just kind of mix those together because they can kind of work together. Is there any chance of fire dancing in the future for Essa?
Oh, hell yeah. I demanded it. I'm like, you guys, I dance with fire. Essa has to, when they found out and I showed them the video, they're like, oh my God, did you know she fire dances? I'm like, no. I'm like, Essa has to dance with fire. Here's the thing, though, because my hair is out. My hair is like the burning bush. So I tend to wear it straight, or I tend to drowse it in coconut oil. So if Essa was ever to fire dance, it'll either have to be her in disguise, or there has to be a reason why her hair is wet and pulled back, or pulled back. There has to be a reason why, because if not, my hair will catch on fire. Because I do tricks, and unless Essa is going to fight with it, which, you know, it's used for fighting, with the poi or with the staff. I do both. So I really, and I told the guys, I'm not afraid of fire at all. There's a scene, and you know, I'm not going to say too much, but there's a scene where I'm holding a torch, and everybody was so careful with me and so sweet. I'm like, oh, get the torch. And I'm like, you know, twirling it. I'm like, you guys know I dance with this, right? It's like, well, your hair. I said, don't worry. I know my hair is there. It's like, but I'm like, oh, I missed this. I'm doing this. And like, can you please be careful? I'm like, dude, it's okay. I got it. Don't worry. But I'm like, look, they're freaking out. But then they're like, no, she's good. And I'm like, yeah, you guys, I'm good. But I would love it. I think if we're blessed enough to have a season 2, and it was mentioned that Essa will definitely be back if we get a season 2. I hope that they will indulge me a little bit. You know, there's fire safety. There's so many things to be safe. And I'm not an idiot. You know, it's like I would douse myself in coconut oil, or whatever part of me is going to be revealed. And we will coordinate it with a stunt coordinator and, you know, fire chief and everything. But I'm pretty secure in what I do and how I know how to do it, to before anything gets lit, that I have that choreography down pat.
Right.
You know? So I'm definitely going to push for it. I'm definitely going to ask him to, like, just find a scene. I don't care where Essa can just, you know, whether if I'm fighting with the poi, like where if I'm just like twirling it and throwing it, or hitting somebody and then just holding it, doing this, you know, because I jump rope with it, with my poi. Like literally when the song is over and it's still on, I'm like, I just jump rope. So it's very easy to just take it and twirl it and just like hit someone. And then you have to be careful with the other people. So it's not just me. If I'm going to fight with someone, they have to be protected. If for some other reason Essa's doing something out of nowhere, she starts to fire dance, they'll have to have a reason for it. But I hope they do, because it's beautiful. It's very entrancing. It's very animalistic. It's very raw. And I think for her and her character, and for the atmosphere, all those red rocks and all the outdoor shots and everything, I think it would give something extra for sure. And I can do it. I don't need a stunt double to do that for me. I can do that on my own. So why not use everything that's available to you to tell the story just with a little bit more flair?
There you go. A little more fire.
Yeah, bring it.
Okay, well, I think we're running a little bit behind. Minerva, do you want to possibly see what the audience has to say? Do we have time for one more?
We can try to fit something in. Sorry if I have to speak up. Apparently the audience couldn't hear me very well last go around, so I'm going to try to speak up a bit here. Hopefully not blast my teammates' ears out. So.
And put me on a timer, Minerva. Put me on a timer, because you know how I can ramble for hours. Put me on a timer.
Okay, so aside from fire dancing, are we going to get any history on Essa this year, or is that something that's entirely, you know, reserved to season 2? Because we're dying to know, and we've actually had a question out in the audience here. So, Lisa, roll on.
No, her character was introduced late in the season to take her into season 2. Mm-hmm. So for right now, she was hired to do a job, and that's what she's going to do. So you're just going to see Essa do what she was paid for. You're not going to have somebody enter and be all badass to then just, you know, get all wimpy and, you know, not do what she was asked to do. So there's not enough time in this season for people to get a backstory about Essa, which I think is great, because that's something that can be delved into season 2. So that's up to the writers and the creators, obviously, to also write that in if that's a way they want to go.
I can actually call on a question from the same person. Lisa Roloff had asked, what can we do to help fight for a season 2? What can we as fans
Oh my God. Ask for it. You guys know the drill. You guys have safe shows before. I know. Well, that's you know, the thing is that it's not even a sophomore show. It's a freshman show. We are a freshman show. And so I think because it's hard, because it's a summer show. Everybody's going on hiatus. Everybody's going on vacation. And you have all these, you know, fall shows that are doing whatever. And so, you know, if it's not well publicized and talked about, people are like, oh, all my fall shows are over. I'm done watching television. I'm like, no, wait, we're here. And so, you know, you have the pilot and, you know, and then you have things picking up, and it's just people wanting it. now that we're almost at the end of it, there's 10 episodes. I just found out it's going on Netflix. Hello.
Right.
So it's going to be about how many people watch it. It's going to be about how many people, they count the views on the CW app, then who's streaming it on Netflix, the more people watch it, the more people are interested, the more people demand a season 2. Hopefully the CW would just go, you know what, it's a give it another chance or whatever. I don't know how this works. I'm just an actor that shows up and has fun. But for the audiences, you guys have to ask for it. You guys have to demand it, which you have been doing. And that's why I'm just always retweeting what you guys are doing. I'm like, yes! And I'm tagging everybody, the CW, this, Dean, but it's you guys crying out. And like, for example, Riverdale was crap. I didn't even know about Riverdale. But the reason why Riverdale became so popular is after it finished the first season, it went on Netflix. It went on, to stream, and the amount of downloads and the people who streamed is like, oh, wait a minute. And people just kept on getting into it. So it's definitely the visibility and the demand for it and the interest, because why would you want to make a show that nobody's watching? Mm-hmm. That's a waste of money and a waste of time. But if people are like, no, we want to watch, we want to see, if there's a demand, you know how it is. So what is it called in economics class? Demand and what is it called?
Supply and demand.
There you go.
Supply and demand, yeah.
Okay, and I've got a couple more here. First of all, there's a few that are related. Do we just use renew? Like, what hashtag should we just use? Renew the Outpost, do you think? Or do we just yell as loud as we can?
Yell as loud as you can. Renew the Outpost. Outpost season 2. I like that one a lot. Because you're writing Outpost season 2. Obviously, you want a second season. Mm-hmm. But renew the Outpost. Definitely tag the CW on everything.
Nag them.
Yeah, you nag the hell out of them. I'm right there with you guys. Every time I tweet anything, I'm like, CW, hey, pay attention. So it's like, so I think if enough people yell loudly enough, because they just love it, I think you can't really deny that, So again, this is my first show. I'm not good at the logistic of things, but from what I heard, if people tune in, if people watch the streaming and, on Netflix, on iTunes, on Amazon, on the CW app, which is free, then they will be like, oh, wait a minute. Like when we're trending, every time we go Twitter crazy, I got like that. I went to Twitter jail. They put me in jail.
You got shadow banned.
I'm one of the actors on the show, and they put me in Twitter jail. I'm just like, that is so many levels of rudeness, Twitter.
So we're actually heading on an hour, which we try to hit 45 minutes. So I'm going to try to squeeze in a couple of short ones that are quick answers.
Yes. Okay.
We technically know, but can you tell the audience your dog's name?
Oh, Pitou.
Okay, Pitou.
It's Pitou, Pitou.
Someone wanted to know exactly how tall you are, since you say you're tiny.
Hey, I'm 5'5".
I'm 5'5". Hey, okay.
Do you see the giants I work with?
Yes.
Jessica is 5'9", 5'10". Jake is 5'11" or something. I'm the shortest one there.
And we have one. I think it's an important one. Someone wanted to know, how can we, where can we actually reach out to you? Is there like a mailing address for fan mail, for example?
Oh, yes. On my website, sonaliicastillo.com, there's a contact. And my manager, you want to send all of my mail, any packages are always sent to my manager's office. And they always let me know when I have fan mail, when I have things. And by the way, thanks you guys. Now I got to go take photos so that I can send you people. So you just like, I can't just send you a headshot. No, I got to go take a proper photo. I'm going to be very cheesy with it. And no, but yeah, it's my manager's office. It's Red Rock Entertainment Development. It's on everything. All the information is on my website. The emails that are sent, they do come to me, but I also redirected them to also go to them. So if you can't if for some reason I'm not answering, I don't know why, it goes to my representation, and they'll let me know, hey, we got, mail, or somebody emailed us. What do you want? What do you want us to do? Do you want to respond? So, yeah.
So thanks for that, people. I expect your mailbox to blow up. Pretty sure.
Yay!
But it's really been a thrill to have you back for discussing Essa. We hope that, God willing, Outpost gets a season 2. The powers that be will recognize all of this feedback for you, and that we get more of Essa too. So for those of you who missed last week, we discussed her previous work. Go back and watch that podcast. It's seriously worth it for stuff she does outside of the Outpost. Tune in next week if you want to see Trent Taylor from the Outpost, as well as explore his other work. We also have some special guests upcoming. So, hit the notification button. Do whatever you do. Follow us. Explore. We've got great stuff on CultFans.com. Thank you again, Sonalii. I'm sure everyone wants to say their goodbye before we go for the day.
Bye, everybody. Stacy! Damn!
And anything else
you guys are glorious.
I've got one little question that I want to ask though.
Yes. Yes.
When you said about the Netflix going on the Netflix, do you know roughly when that'll be?
I'm assuming it won't be until the season ends. And by the way, you guys, I just found out this morning because I read an article. I had no idea.
Yeah, I read it too.
I heard whispers of it, and then I read the article. I'm like, holy shit, we're going to Netflix.
And then goes over. But for anyone who is watching, even wants to know more about the Outpost, maybe they just kind of tuned in. On our way out, I've actually got I guess you'd say the preview that the CW airs for it. So if anyone wants a hook, this is what's upcoming in the next week. So I want to say thanks for everyone. Bye. We love you. I'm sure she loves you.
I love you guys. I love you guys.
Bye.
So, bye guys. We'll be seeing you soon. Tune in next week, okay? Thank you for watching CultFans.
Bye.
The Black Blood survivor is a woman.
Tuesday.
I am the queen, Mr. Withers.
Queen of what?
Are we affair?
The law is everything to Withers.
Hey, guys!
She's met the Outpost.
Hey.
We will go there. We will kill the Black Blood.
The Outpost.
That's how